Well, ladies and gents, after what was a largely unexpected promotion, the excitement has calmed down. It's time to get into what I don't want to call a rebuild, let's just call it an enhancement, as we prepare ourselves for a season in the top division in Hungary. And welcome back. So as you can see, it's all been updated. As clicked us through to July, we are now showing as being in the Hungarian First Division. For the eagle-eyed among you, we are top of the division. It's probably the only time you're going to see us there on alphabetical order. I mean, the things to look at really is in the league table. When you look at the season preview, we're at 450 to 1. We're rock bottom of the predictions. I mean, the other team that came up, ZT, who absolutely steamed the league below, they're at 50 to 1. So we're a long way away. We've got a lot of recruiting to do. Prior to looking at the squad planner, a couple little ones to update you on in terms of the transfers in. So if I just get through here, we've managed to get Milan Sexardi, who was in on loan towards the end of the season. We managed to secure him on a free transfer, which is a massive bonus because it keeps us with a couple of squad players who move into the new season. And we've also signed Oliver Jurgens as a 22-year-old striker coming in with a little bit of promise, lots of potential, a young Estonian. To kind of play as an understudy to Kovacs. However, we will probably look to strengthen further in that position. Again, free transfer, nothing coming out of the transfer budget so far. That leads us nicely onto the squad planner. As you can see, there is a couple areas we need to concentrate on. I think as we go through each position, we need certainly a third choice or a young prospect goalkeeper, more of a nicety than a necessity. We need a first choice left back. I mean, Tamas Bozo is still a long-term prospect to kind of integrate into the squad, but we need someone who can come in straight away and play that position because Fabian Bentz, he's gone now. Central defenders. I think we need at least one first teamer to compete with Sexardi. I know we've got Kusk there, but he's not quite up to the same level as it stands. So we've got two good ones. We've got two young prospects, but we've got no cover whatsoever. So I'd probably say we'd look to bring in one, if not two, centre-backs. Right back is absolute priority. We do have Nagy as a young understudy, but what we need is a first teamer who's going to be competitive on the field for the majority of games. And perhaps one understudy to go with that as well, again, as a nicety. Martin Kern has gone. We couldn't get him. We couldn't extend his loan deal, so we're down to three players who can play that defensive midfield role. I mean, Kosonka's the favourite to drop deep in there at the minute. However, I like having him more advanced because he scores a lot of goals from just outside the box. So ideally, I think we bring in a new defensive midfielder, playmaker, as a first teamer back there. And then maybe one more midfielder as a squad player just to fill in the ranks. We've got no real young prospects coming through, so that might be an area we concentrate on. In terms of left wing, we've got Svatmari, we've got Horvath, they're at the main two. Pinter can play over there, so again, maybe an understudy. On the right hand side, everyone will be pleased to know Adam Pinter has signed a new contract. So he is with us now till 2029, so a 4-year extension on that, which is absolutely fantastic news because, like I said in the previous episode, to have your best player, arguably, just leave on a free transfer with nothing, it was very frustrating. So as soon as we secured promotion, we got onto the agents, we negotiated a contract and we've got him to stay. And then in terms of up front, I mean, it lists on here Horvath and Svatmari, but they're wingers, they're not strikers. Jurgens is already shown as being better than Kovacs, who's turned 34 now. So what we really need to do is bring in a real first-team striker. I think we've got enough depth behind that, but because we only play with one, we need one really good one up there. We have got the loan system we can bring in, so we'll bring in a number of loan players to bolster the squad, probably initially, and then we'll look at what we've got in terms of scouting and transfers around. We'll also kind of lean on the free transfer market. As you can see there, we've got some scouted A players already, like a 27-year-old centre-half. So we'll look at them, see what we can do in terms of free recruitments, loan recruitments, and then we have a little bit of a transfer budget and quite a significant wiggle room in the wage budget. Other things to note then is staff. So we've got a little bit of extra room in terms of coaching staff. We'll look to fill them. And again, it's all about building us up to the first game of the season, which is against Újpest. Again, in terms of the preview, Újpest, they're up there mid-table 25 to 1. So what we need to do is go through the transfer window. I'll come back with all the signings towards the end of the window, and as we're approaching the first game, we'll review what we've got. We'll see what progress we've made on this 450 to 1, and then we can all have a stab at seeing how quick we will either go straight back down or whether we can make a real fight of staying in the division. The open jobs that were there, so Keksametiki, they were looking for a new manager. We weren't even interviewed for it. We didn't show any interest. And for Harvard as well, 18 to 1. Perhaps in hindsight we should have maybe thrown our hat in the ring. However, I didn't want to make a direct approach. We just secured promotion and wanted to show a little bit of loyalty to Budafok. I also know the squad, know the players, and wanted to see what we can do when we go up a division. All that being said, if an offer does come in, either in Hungary or abroad, it is something we will consider, and we can discuss in the comment section. And again, put in the comment section, do you think we should stay for the full season, or do you think we should kind of see what opportunities are coming? Bearing in mind that our wage budget and transfer budget is significantly lower than those teams around us. So all that being said, I don't think there's anything else to review. I'll click through, I'll get some transfers in, we'll see what we can do. The last transfer window we did was fantastic, and then the Christmas window as well, just strengthened them centre backs, and that bounce towards the end of the season, which we pipped on goal difference, has led us to where we are now. So stay tuned, and I will see you very, very shortly. And here we are on the 25th of July in game. We're on the day of the fixture against Újpest as we make our kind of managerial debut in Division 1. The transfer activity's gone well. Well, I think so anyway. We've not really spent too much. We've got in a large number of players. Certainly targeted what we wanted to do. There was one that got away, which I'll show you at the end. I'm really quite devastated because he was a young centre forward that could have been the making of the club, but we weren't able to get him. So in terms of transfers then, I'll just take you through history. So you've already seen Sexardi came back on a free transfer, and Jurgens, a promising striker. We've managed to get Matej Krivkovic or Krivokovic from Dunstrede, so a deep line striker, centre forward. He's got some really good stats. His first touch, finishing, dribbling is all right. So in terms of advanced forward and deep line forward, he's probably got the stats we need. He's 22 years old, so we've got him on a season-long loan. He'll probably be our first team starter. Got Bence Bardos, came in a free transfer at left back. Again, some really good physical stats. He's got it where he needs it in the rest of the stats. Don't get me wrong, he's not the best in the world, but he looks pretty good from the friendlies we've played so far. We've got another free transfer, Milan Kovacs, defensive midfielder. So with Martin Kern going out, we've brought him in. He can kind of play, a squad player amongst them three midfield slots. Again, he's looked pretty good. Came in on a free transfer. I can't really grumble at that. Bence Toth comes in as a centre half. Again, competes with the ones we've already got. He's a 3.5 star. He's got all right physicals, pretty good mental ability, and his marking and tackling, heading, all pretty good. Quite a tall player, 189 centimetres as well, so that's pretty good. Then we've got a winger, Laszlo Pap. Again, he came up as an opportunity. I know it wasn't one of the positions that we greatly thought we needed to strengthen. However, his dribbling, finishing, first touch on the left-hand side really suits that inside forward role. So when the opportunity came up to get him, we just kind of jumped on it and took him as an extra squad player. Mario Simmert, who you'll all recognise as the lone right back we had last season. We couldn't get him back in on loan, so we thought, well, let's just bite the bullet and let's buy him. So we forked out the only transfer fee we paid, 91,000. So that's not the end of the world, but as a first choice right back, he's been pretty good last season. So hope we'll have him again this season. And then we've got Adrian Senserix. So we wanted a young goalkeeper. He's actually probably better than our first choice goalkeeper. We brought him on loan from MTK. Again, really good goalkeeping stats, quite good physically. Mental not as good, but again, his decisions, determination, aggression is on point. Then we got Adam Halmai. He comes in as a squad player, can play both sides, so a little bit of cover for Pinter on the right hand side, and he can cover the left hand side. So again, he came up 3.5 star, free transfer, already worth 200,000 to 400,000. So even if he doesn't stay long and we sell him, it's a good profit towards building the club. And then finally, we got Dominik Stojka, again another midfield centre. We brought him in on loan just to kind of bolster up the numbers in midfield. Again, deep line playmaker, play in the middle three. and I think that'll be good for the squad. So in terms of what we signed, that we've largely satisfied what we wanted to in terms of club ambition. In terms of everything that's still outstanding, we do have Matthias Kovacs, again another free transfer joining in January. We love our wingers, don't we? But I don't think you can have too many to find out who the best is. And then we've got Imrel Antan Sellers. He's going to be the last of the loan signings. He's going to come in from Vasas and again really put some competition in them centre half positions. So what that means in terms of the squad planner then is we're looking pretty healthy. We're at least 3-star in the, well, in fact we are in all positions, stronger in some of the best. So goalkeepers, new goalkeeper coming on loan. He probably just picked Kundal Takacs. Again, them two will be fighting out for first lot. At left back, we've got Bence Bardos coming as a first choice. We've got Kalmar, who was obviously here last season, and Bence Toth. Then we've got Sexardi, Toth, Kusk, and potentially Bardos fighting over it. It's why we wanted that last lone centre back to make it a 4. Right back, we've got Simmet and Nagy. It'd be nice to have a little bit more depth in there, but two's plenty. Defensive midfielder, we've got Kasonka, Vey, Kovacs, Ula and Stojka. Again, they're going to compete for all 3 of them positions. And then as you move forward, we do have an extra one in there, which I'm trying to work out who it is. Nemeth. So it's Mario Nemeth comes in the middle 3. On the left then, we've got Halmai, Laszlo Pap, Zatmari, Pinter, Horvath. I mean, we're really strong on the wings. And don't be surprised if one of them disappears as the season moves on. And then up front, we've got Krivokapic. We did have, sorry, ignore him. He was in on trial. We didn't take him. As was Zimonye. Again, didn't take him. So we've got Krivokapic, Jurgens, Kovacs. He's listed. He doesn't really... He's faded off a little bit. He didn't score towards the end of the season. I think it's probably time we let him move on, although he is still the club captain. So let us know how you think we did in the transfer window. I think it's gone pretty good. What that's done for us in terms of our expectation, you'll be very surprised to know is it's made no difference. We're at 450 to 1. So absolute top favourites to go straight back down again. I mean, let's try and upset the apple cart if we can. It's not ideal, but if we can finish 10th, I'll be happy. If we get a good start against Budapest, just get some points on the board. Hopefully if we can get to January transfer window, if we're hovering about this kind of area, we might be able to strengthen in terms of the budget. No transfer budget left, but we've got a huge amount of wage budget, and that wage budget does equate to quite a significant amount of transfer budget. So we will look to utilise that in the future. All that being said then, I will click us through and get us ready for the first match in Division 1 against Budapest, and we'll see if we can carry on our fantastic form from the end of last season and kick off with a winning start. So stay tuned. And here we are then, ready to make our debut in Division 1. Starting lineup for today then is Gundal Takacs has picked the loanee just to get his starting lineup. We've got Bardos coming in at left back, Toth making his debut alongside Bardos, Sexardi making his second debut as he's returned to the club, as has Simmer, both loanees signing for us permanently. Midfield 3 of Vey, Kasonka and Stojka, so Stojka coming in for his debut. And then a front 3 of Pinter, Halmai and Krivokapic. Halmai and Krivokapic making their debut. So lots of players with an opportunity to get a goal on their debut. All we're looking for is 3 points ideally, 1 point as a minimum. And we will see if we can kick this off with a fine start. Everybody's happy with the team selection, which is always a bonus. Not had any further job offers since you were last with us. So we will kick straight off, get through all the pleasantries and see if we can get a little promotion bounce as Budapest get the first chance of the game. Simmet clears it to the edge of the box and Luca Mack rifles one at the second attempt into the bottom corner. So 4 minutes in, reality might well be hitting there. Tajti put the ball in. We had a chance to clear it. Simmet really poor header there. One touch from Mack. Shot with a deflection off the feet of number 19. And it's nestled in the bottom left hand corner. Chance for us now, hopefully. Sexardi to Simmer into Vey. Played it through to Krivokapic and he got a goal, but he was offside. I think he did look offside as well. So stats wise, I mean, what's annoying is we've got a higher XG, but we've had none on target, which is a bit bizarre. I'm not sure how many times I've seen that happen. Free kick from the edge. Gundel Takacs gathers it well. We'll hopefully look to play out from the back, but I think that'll just peter out into a no highlight. Solskjaer into Kasonka, Pinter down the right hand side. Keeps it alive, drives down back to Kasonka, Simmer, Vey. Good interchange into the back post, but the shot was wild. Showing some signs of promise, Krivakovic, not really shining. Might have to do something about it. He's playing a deep line forward role. We did change from an advanced forward. It might be something that we have to remedy in the future and get back to an advanced forward role. I did think a deep line forward may help us a little bit in just kind of sheltering the midfield from too much abuse from the high rated teams coming forward. I think we have been unlucky so far, so we'll get in there. Krivakovic, should we put him into that advanced forward role, because that's what we're used to playing. Let's see if that makes a difference. We do have a couple players on the bench we can come on. We'll probably leave it to about the hour mark, and we will get Krivakovic off. Get Jurgens on for a debut. Halmai's not great, so let's get Laszlo Pap on there, and that'll be enough for now. A couple changes up to freshen us up, get us a bit more attacking. Again, it's not been too bad in terms of XG. We've not been hammered by any stretch of the imagination, but we're really struggling to get back into the game. Bardos looks tired, so we've got Kalmar on. 10 minutes to go. Simmer throwing down the right hand side. Can we get back in this game? Kasonka into Stojka. Out to Vey. Kalmar with a shot, wild shot from range there. Didn't really think it was threatening at all. And yeah, we're going to have to start hitting the target a bit more often if we're going to want to win some of these games. Pinter off for Horvath just for fitness. And unfortunately, we're going to start the season with a loss. It's not the worst we've ever had. Just looked a little bit blunt up front. We'll start the season as we mean to go on, bottom of the league. I think we'll be all right. I think with the signings we've got, I think we'll start to move our way into the league. There's teams we need to target, really. The ones that sit down the bottom, the ones that came up with us, like ZT, although they were streaks ahead of us last season. So it could be a really bumpy, rough ride. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed the transfer window and think we've done all right. And I'll play through a few games. If I just look at the schedule, probably play towards ZT and Vassas type area. Get a good chunk of the games out of the way. Maybe a little bit further in towards October. Just to get the start of the season off, just to give you a bit of a feel as to where we are. So if you're looking forward to that, don't forget to hit a thumbs up, hit the bell icon to make sure you don't miss out on any episodes, and take care until I see you next time.